Hey guys, hey, welcome to askTashea Tuesdays. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited. I got so many questions again. And if you didn't get to send me your questions and you're just joining me because you saw my announcement, welcome. You can join me, send me questions at askTashea@gmail.com. askTashea@gmail.com. So I am super excited to get started today. So I have questions from realtors, I have questions from sellers, and I have questions from buyers. So this is so cool because we kind of get to touch on all of them. So let's see. We're going to go with the buyer. It says, I am a buyer. I dislike the lender that my realtor has referred me. What do I do? That one is easy enough. So, as a buyer, you are not obligated to go with the lender that your agent referred you to. It's just a referral, it's just a suggestion. And if you are not connecting with that lender, then I say interview other lenders. Even if you had one lender, I always recommend you get about 2 to 3 quotes, estimates from the lenders, because some lenders have different interest rates and you want to get the best deal, for your purchase. So definitely what you do is interview other lenders. There's always ways to find lenders out there. You can go to your nearest credit union, your nearest bank. You can ask your coworkers. You can ask friends and family. So definitely do not think that you are held to the lender that your realtor gave you. Okay. So go ahead and interview other people and definitely negotiate your interest rates. Okay. I hope that helped. Let's look at the next question. What do you do when your clients are not ready? Okay, that's a good one. So sometimes we have clients that want to start getting information about the home buying process or the selling process, and they may not be ready. That's okay. So you have to have a good system, a good process to what you do with those leads. They're leads until they're clients, right? So what do you do with those leads? You need to have something like a CRM system, a customer management relation management system, where you can place them in a system or an email campaign, and you can touch them every month, checking in, giving them market updates, things like that. So you still want to be top of mind, but you don't want to be too much in and you don't want to be too far away. You want to constantly keep touching them and letting them know, hey, I'm here when you're ready. And by the way, here's some information on the market. So definitely continue to be there, not too much, but not too far away. Okay. So find a CRM system. I use KV Core, and there's other ones like Chime. There is, you can even get MailChimp, a nice email system where you can, put campaigns and nice email templates. So definitely just put them on a blast, a monthly blast where you're touching them, a newsletter, anything you can think of. Be creative and just stay top of mind. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Let's see the next one. My buyers make me show them 20 homes and still no decision. How do I get control? Good one. So the first question I have for you is, have you done a buyer consultation? Have you sat down with your buyers and asked your buyers their needs and wants and your expectations of the process and set their expectations of the process? It seems to me like they saw 20 homes and still with no decision. That means you're showing them homes that is not something that evidently they wanted, right? So I would say You need to revisit a consultation with them. You need to have a sit down with them and say, "Hey guys, um, I we need to speak. We need to discuss your needs and wants because we've already seen 20 homes and you still haven't liked any. So let's go back over your list and your criteria. Let's sit down together and let's go over what's available. And now let's set this new list of homes." And then what I do, I'm very, very involved. When my clients place a heart on the MLS that they want to see a home, I look at the home in detail. If, for instance, it's a electric stove and my clients already told me no matter what, their need and want is a gas stove. We're not going to see an electric stove home, you know? Um, so those are things that you pay attention to. You have clients that are very, very picky on their kitchen, on their room space, and this also is where some agents do previews. I have a listing where an agent just did a preview on my home, on my listing, before bringing her clients. So she's kind of not wasting too much time with a list of homes to show them. She's kind of like, okay, I'm nearby. Let me go look at that house first and see if this fits my client. So definitely just you need to reset the expectations and you need to get firm on their list of needs and wants. And hopefully that would help. I think it would. I think it would. So definitely try to um, have a sit down with them ASAP. Okay. So let's see. The next question. Okay. What if you are new? How does a client receive that? Okay, we've all been new in something, right? And I've been new before. And I remember not making sure that I wasn't speaking about myself, right? That's when I held the company at an all-time high. Like I was like, my company can do this and this and this. And this is what we provide. And when I'm listing your home, this is what I'll do. So it wasn't so much more of, hi, I've been a realtor for 1 year. And no, they don't care about that. They care about what you can do to sell their home. And even on the buyer side, when I was new, my buyer had a consultation. It's the same thing. Let's sit down, let's discuss. This is the process. So you just want to make sure you're coming to the table with knowledge. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter that you just got your license. What matters is your knowledge, right? So just make sure you are prepared and you know what you're talking about as far as the real estate market, as far as how to sell a home and what you're going to provide to a seller, as far as knowing the steps to purchasing a home and how you can help that buyer. So that's ultimately all that matters. So you can breathe and know that being new does not matter. It is skill. It is skill. Okay. So brush up on training. If you don't know the buyer process, learn it before you sit with the buyer. You don't know the selling process and you don't know how you're going to represent a seller to get their home sold, then you need to learn that before sitting with the seller. So as long as you're prepared with your knowledge and your materials, you'll be just fine. So avoid talking about you and talk more about what you will do for them, okay? And how great your company is and what they provide, right? And then go from there. No sweat. And then when you get years under your belt, you can start saying, hey, I've sold X, Y amount houses, then you can go ahead and focus more on you and them hiring you and why they should choose you and what you've been doing. Okay. So you shift. So I hope that was helpful. Let's see. How long does it take to get paid? Nice question. So it all depends on the transaction, right? Usually we don't get paid until we definitely don't get paid till you close. But when I say it depends on the transaction, you can have a short sale transaction where you don't get paid for about, sometimes short sales can take 6 months. So you're not getting paid till you close. and that house takes 6 months to close, you don't get paid, right? And typically it's about 30 to 45 days of closing. So you would get paid at closing. Yes, that's when you get paid. All right. Let's see. How do you get leads for your business? Okay, nice. So a lot of leads can come from referrals, right? I'm licensed in Maryland, Virginia, and New York. So a lot of agents are just licensed in Virginia, but they know people in Maryland and New York, vice versa, you know? So I get a lot of referrals as far as getting leads. Also, we have a big platform, social media. If you don't use it, you're missing out, right? Even me using YouTube and LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, these are all ways to get leads, right? It's all ways to help somebody. So you guys have to utilize and leverage the things that you do have access to. And it's a lot of people that's like, oh, I don't want to learn this. I don't want to learn that. Well, then you don't want your leads and you don't want to expand the business to what it can possibly be, right? Sorry, guys, my hair's not staying over to this one side. So, so the next thing I would say is prospecting. I am a big cold caller. A lot of people still, I see a lot of things out there where people are like, oh, you're cold calling. Let me show you how to get business, not cold calling. That's cool. And it's to each his own. And a lot of people don't like cold calling. But for me, that's how I started, right? So you kind of just go back to what you're used to and you continue it if it works. It works for me. It doesn't bother me. And I cold call. And I love to touch my neighbors. I love to say, hey guys, did you know that this house just sold on X date at this price? And so many neighbors do not know what's happening in their neighborhood. So I love being that resource where I can be the one to say, I am letting you know what's happening in your neighborhood and that your value just went up or your value just went down or it's still the same. Like I love being that go-to agent for that. And the only way they're going to get that is if I call them or if I mail them something. But I'm not a big postcard person. Everybody does postcards, but not everybody calls. So those are some ways to get leads. And if you haven't tried it, at least try it before saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay. So let's see. Answered that. Okay. I want to sell and have an agent that helped me purchase, but he did a bad job negotiating. I don't think he's a good choice for selling my home for top dollar. What do I do? What do you think he should do, guys, or she should do? So I understand the part that you had an agent and they helped you purchase a home, right? So now you're thinking, oh, it would be, the best thing to do is call the agent to help me with this home. So, they can help me sell it. But you already have doubt in this agent as far as their negotiating skills, right? And it sounds like you already know that this person is not a good choice. You said, I think he's not a good choice for selling it. You already know that. This is a very large transaction for yourself, right? Hopefully, you have the opportunity to net some money where it can help you move on to your next chapter. Right. So I highly recommend that you interview other agents. Let's say you still wanted to give him a chance, him a chance. I say have him interview for the job as well. Have him show you how he's going to market and sell your home. It's nothing wrong with that. And I would say interview a couple of more agents and you make the best decision that you feel in your gut to hire the person to sell your home. Selling a home, it requires skill in negotiation, hands down. You have to be a good negotiator to sell a house and net the most money for your client. So negotiation, you said he did a bad job negotiating on the purchase side. What do you think he's going to do on the list side? Right. So thank you so much for that question. I hope that helps some sellers on here and some agents. Like, pay attention. If you're not doing a good job on the purchase side, In negotiating, yes, negotiating on the purchase side, your client will probably be making note like this person has done, and then may not reconsider you to sell their home when they are ready to sell. Because our clients do either want to downgrade, right? They either want to downgrade from the home you've placed them in, or they want to upgrade to the home that you've placed them in, or they need to move and relocate. So your clients will need you again. So you want to set an example from the beginning. Um, and that, in that case, was the purchase. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you for that question. So the next one is, how do you find time for yourself? That's cool. Okay. You always have to find time for yourself. You always have to find time. And how I find time for my self-care day, you see, I got my nails done. I do my hair a lot of times myself. But if I wanted to go get my hair done, I choose my day and I stick to it. I'm very strict to, I have to have my time out. I have to refresh. So you have to just stick to a day. You have to find that day you want. If you're looking on your calendar and you're like, oh man, I gotta take this day on Friday. It could be in the middle of the week. I have nothing on Wednesday. Well, make that your self-care day. Make that your day. You have nothing on Wednesday. Do it, right? A lot of people are free on Mondays. Surprisingly, they make that their admin day. Monday is your free day where you don't have to run and do clients and do work, then make it your Monday. It's what fits your schedule, right? If you have children and they're in school from a certain time to a certain time, squeeze your self-care in that time, right? So I definitely make sure I dedicate a self-care day, no matter what. No matter what, I have a day where it's just me refreshing my mind, doing what it is I want to do, probably doing things I need to get done. I make sure I find that day and I stick to it. And I don't feel bad about it because guess what? Your clients have their self care days too, I'm sure. Right? So you need a recharge. We agents need to recharge, and you need family time. You need all of that. So you just have to choose that day and stick to it. That's what I do. I choose my day, I stick to it. So thank you for that question. Next question is, how do you stay motivated? Okay. Motivation can be hard for some people. I get that. Motivation can be hard when you have a lot of things going on in life, right? And you want to do great in business and you're like, I want to do this today, but then you get sidetracked with life. I get that. I stay motivated because I have a big why. I have a big why, and my big why changes every time I meet that goal, right? So if my big why is to do I want to go on a family vacation, right? But I know that I need to work my butt off to get to that certain vacation. I'm going to work my butt off because I'm thinking about that vacation, right? So you just have to be able to focus, focus. My focus is mean. I am a mean focus person. I can focus and nothing can block my focus, right? Because I have that drive to just keep going and keep going, right? So you guys have to focus and not get sidetracked and not look at what everybody else is doing and their pace and what they're doing. You have to look at where you are, what you need to do to get to your next place, right? So if I start at A, I need to get to B. What do I need to do, right? So that is how I stay motivated because I have people that depend on me. I have children. I have a wife. I have family, right? I have people that look up to me. So I just have a very big why. And it's like I'm just racing with myself. I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not letting anything get in my way. Right. Um, and just being consistent with what it is I'm going to say I'm doing. If I know that I said I need to make calls today, I'm going to make calls today. Sometimes the time I make the calls might change, but it's still getting done. So you really, really have to just hang in there with yourself. Give it to yourself and believe in yourself. And, sometimes a lot of people expect to get the motivation from outside. Like they expect to get, people to say, hey, keep going, keep going. But what if you don't have those people, right? You don't have those people to constantly be in your ear and say, hey, did you do this today? Did you do this today? So you would definitely have to be self-motivated. So it's not just how do I stay motivated. It's making sure I can be self-motivated and keep pushing. So I'm always here, askTashea at gmail.com. If you have any more questions on motivation, your mindset, how to stay focused, I got you. Email me. So I am going to do one more question. And before I finish this question, which is a good one, I want you guys to please subscribe, hit the notification button. So when I go live or I have new content, you get alerted. But please, please, please subscribe and share and like if you like. And yeah, stay with me in this. Okay, guys? So the last question is, I work from 9 to 6 p.m. My lunch is at 1 to 2. How do I fit real estate? Okay, awesome, awesome, Do Career Agent. Hey, I love it. I was a Do Career for 7 years. I was a Do Career Agent 7 years, and I dominated the market. I dominated the market, and I didn't let anybody tell me I couldn't. I had something to prove. See, my motivation? My motivation was proving people wrong that I couldn't do my 9 to 5 in real estate. And I sold well over $1 million in volume my first year in real estate. Yep, it can be done. So let me tell you some tips. So you already know that you have a lunch, you have a set schedule, which is cool, because sometimes in real estate, we're like this, right? We got to adjust. We don't know what time to do this or what time to do that, right? Or we have to really try and stick to time blocking our calendar. So for you, the good thing is you already know I work 9 to 6. My lunch break is from 1 to 2. 1 to 2, what do you do? What do you do on your lunch break? Are you really just sitting there eating? Because you don't got time for that, right? Because you're in a whole nother full-time career, which is real estate. So your 1 to 2 should be prospecting for business. Your 1 to 2 should be making calls to for sale by owners. Yes, I told you I make calls. So that's not something you want to do. Have you tried that before you said you didn't want to do it? Okay. If you didn't try it, I need you to try it first. I need you to learn how to get your list, okay, of your for sale by homeowners. You can look on Zillow. You can look on militarybyowner.com. And I need you to make your calls and figure out, like, it's a whole deeper plan than just calling, right? You need to figure out your script. You need to figure out the house you're calling and some information around that house. So what I always did was I prepared the day before. I always prepare the day before. So you get this information. This is who I'm calling on my lunch break tomorrow. This is the house. This is the houses that sold around this house. So you're having a reason to call that for sale by owner, right? So you know the comp, right? Because you don't want to just call and not know anything. You got to be ready, right? And you got 1 hour to do it. So you don't have time to research for that hour, which is why you have to do it the day before. You have to, hands down. Then on your 1 o'clock, your 1 to 2, you are making calls. So now it depends how many calls you can make, but the goal is, and the fact of the matter is, you did something in real estate. You prospected. You worked on getting your leads. You worked on getting your business. And you can make a lot of calls in an hour. I mean, not just people, not answering the phone. You can make a lot of calls, with people possibly saying, yay or nay, no, I'm not interested. Now, if these are FSBOs, for sale by owners, they may already be answering the phone because they're looking for a buyer, right? But there's also other people you can call. You can do like what I do. I love my neighborhood calling, right? So you can just circle prospecting around a just sold or just listed or under contract in 3 days, like have reasons to call. You can do a neighborhood call. So there's so many people you can call and things you can do, but you have to utilize your lunch break. So let's say you say, Tashea, I don't want to do call in from 1 to 2. What else could I do? You could prepare your material. You can prepare, some people like to do the postcards, some people like to do letters. Just do something. So you're 1 to 2, you have time. You're 1 hour, right? So a lot of people they miss that. They miss, oh yeah, I could have did some real estate at lunchtime. Yeah, but I just went out with my friends and we ate. I'm sorry. You don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. You chose this. You chose to be successful in real estate while working your 9 to 6 job. Come on. You really have no time for lunch with friends. I'm sorry. You don't. You need to do a sit, eat in a lunchroom area, and you need to be making calls. You need to be preparing stuff. You need to do something that is generating business, because real estate is a people's person business. Like, you have to generate you know just your group of people. You have to generate your customers, your clients. You have to do that. No one knows you're an agent. You have to put yourself out there. So even if for that hour you're doing social media content and posting, right? I mentioned in my last live, you can use an app called AppTashea, where you can program your postings, so that way social media is taken care of. Let's say you didn't get to do it the day before or over the weekend. You can do that on your lunch break, but utilize your lunchtime. Okay, I think I ran that one in. So now you get out at 6. I'm not sure your situation. I would need to hear a little bit more to kind of give you a personalized, what could you do? But generally speaking, I'm not sure if you have children. I'm not sure, what you come home to, if you have responsibilities when you get out at 6. Because I know when I worked and I got out at 5, I was rushing home when my wife wasn't available. I was rushing home to get the kids from after school. Right. So I knew that once I got home, I had to make sure I prepared dinner. If they had homework, work with them with homework, make sure I saw their clothes prepared for, I prepared their clothes for the next day, like things like that, until my wife got home to hold the rest down. Right. So I had those responsibilities. But I also had the support too. When I wasn't available, she would be available, right? So I'm not sure what your situation is, but I'm going to give you the overall idea. You get out at 6. When you're driving home, you have time. I remember making calls driving home. I did a little clip on my Instagram. You can follow my Instagram on Do Career Success. Do Career Success on Instagram. And I did a little clip of what we do when we're Do Careers. You should be making phone calls while you're driving. Once again, I got my list the day before, and I may not have been able to call all of those numbers the day before. So the day during lunch, I may not have been able to call those numbers during lunch, right? So I would continue my calls while I was driving home. I kid you not. And I would be like making those phone calls. Well, not holding the phone, but my Bluetooth. And I would be making those calls. And while I'm in traffic, why not? Sometimes I'm in traffic for a whole hour. That's a whole nother hour of prospecting. Get it done. Do it. What is your excuse? Do it. You're sitting there for a whole hour. What are you doing? Another thing I did, because I didn't make calls every day coming home from work. Sometimes I needed that motivation, or I needed the knowledge, right? I would turn on a podcast to learn how to generate more leads, or how to work for the seller, or how to sell a house, or, just listening to trainings while I'm driving on an Audible, right? Or on YouTube. So there's always something to do. I just never let empty time go by and I'm not doing real estate. because I give my job my time from 9 to 6. So that free time, that empty time, I have to give it into real estate. I have to sow something into real estate. So, yeah, I love my books. I love hearing books. I love reading my books. I'm a bookaholic. So if that helps while you're driving, definitely do it. Another thing is, so let's say you get home and you have nothing to do that you need to do family wise, then you already know what I'm going to say. Like when I pulled up to subdivisions and I knew I didn't have to get the kids, I would go and door knock. I would go knock on doors and I would introduce myself and I would say, hey, this house next down a block just sold for X amount of dollars. Just wanted to make sure you knew. By chance, are you looking to sell your home within the next 6 months? No? Okay. You know any neighbors that I can help out with this information? Oh, yeah. I said it my last life. The lady was like, the lady across the street. Lady across the street. She was talking about moving. Thank you so much. Can I tell her you sent me? What you think happened when I told her her neighbors sent me? Thank goodness they liked each other, but I got the job. I got the job. She said, nobody knocks on my door. Thank you. Nobody knocks. Nobody knocks because everybody's getting all stuck in this whole social media thing and this whole, oh, you don't need to knock. You don't need to call. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to forget what made me get my $1 million in volume sales my first year. Yeah, I add on the new skills of the social media and the ads. And don't get me wrong, yeah, but I don't just let go of what I know worked. Who does that? I'm not going to let go of my door knocking. Now, when it gets cold outside, I have my plan B, right? Because I don't feel like knocking when it's cold no more, but I did it. I did it when I was hungry and I started out and I was a dual agent and had no choice. It was cold, but I did it because I was a dual career agent and it was my only time. I didn't have to get the kids today. So when I get out of work, I'm knocking that community I passed when I was driving to work the other day. I want to sell a house in that community. That was my drive. Oh my gosh, look at that house. I want to sell that house. Knock, knock. Hi. Right? So I hope that's helpful. Utilize your time after work and on your lunch breaks. Now, we didn't even talk about your weekends. So you're going to have to email me and let me know a little more about your schedule so I could personalize your schedule and help you out because I want to see you win. Okay. Thank you for the question. I hope you got to tune in so you can receive your answer. But don't forget about your weekends. You should be holding an open house every weekend until you have at least 3 to 5 clients. 3 to 5 clients, right? Okay, guys. So I'm going to get ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me on askTashea Tuesdays. I had so much fun, and I will see you guys next week. And stay tuned for a clip where I got my wife to talk about how it is to be married to a realtor. Yes, guys. So I will upload that later. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications so you can see it once I do. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.